This is our friend Marigona Gashi, who's here today to talk about her project, Think Outside the Trash. And I just want to preface it with Marigona is a student presenter for today. So,
thank you a lot. Right, my name is Marigona Gashi, a young architect from Kosovo. Today, here at James Madison University, I am a graduate student and a teaching assistant in the Communication and Advocacy program. So I will be talking today for my recycling project, Think Outside the Trash. It's not coming next. All right, so I stand here at James Madison University as a result of Kosovo initiative, which has established such a strong bond between the university and my home country. This initiative has started in September 2015 and has centered the JMU vision to be the national model for the engaged university. The overall aim of this initiative is to support the activities that bring benefits both to JMU and Kosovo students and educators. The overall aim of this initiative is to support these students and Kosovars from both JMU and Kosovo students. So I stand here to advocate for my home country and to extend this partnership. So this is my home country, Kosovo. Kosovo, a small country that lies in the Balkan region and exactly in the southeastern Europe, which gained its independence only 15 years ago. A small country with less than 2 million population and which is known for its hospitality. So from now on, I want to make an open public call and to invite each of you to visit my home country, Kosovo. In Kosovo, it's not that you're going to see any fancy skyscraper, but for sure, you're going to meet the kindest and the youngest generation in Europe, because Kosovo is known for the youngest generation in Europe, because more than 50% of population in Kosovo is under 25 years old, which means I am also officially old in Kosovo. This is Kosovo capital city. This is where I was born and raised. This is where my family members still resides here, and this is where my heart belongs. So in Kosovo, I finished my master degree in architecture and urban planning, and I became an architect. I also had the chance to work for the local government for more than 5 years as an architect, and this position made me aware what the common lacks of my city are and what the real changes should be. So Kosovo has been in war during the years of 1999. So this is where Kosovo were left only in gray images, all burned and destroyed. We Kosovars have struggled a lot, but we have preserved. And we still have a long way to go to develop a nation. This is Kosovo nowadays. So in Kosovo, there is no recycling process at all. And as a result, we have such overflowing landfills. So these landfills, it is very common that you can see near residential houses, near education buildings, etc. So you can imagine how Kosovo suffers from a dance of air pollution. And Kosovo's air pollution is 29%, and according to the World Health Organization, stated Kosovo with a high risk to the environment, and that all these decrements can wreak havoc to the health of Kosovars. So this is how a public high school looks like. This is where I also have finished my studies, and this is how hands-on activities do take place in these settings. In Kosovo, we have 4 systems of education. We have pre-primary education, which includes ages from 1 till 5. And then we have primary education, includes ages from 6 to 11. And then secondary education is divided into a lower secondary education and upper secondary education, where I'm trying to tackle my issue today for recycling process. It includes ages from 15 till 18, and grades is from 8 till 12. And then we also have university education, which includes bachelor, masters, and PhDs. So this is Kosovo youngest generation. This is how Kosovars do take care of recycling and in their environment, but they rarely learn about importance of landfills and importance of recycling process at all. So I also was a student like this. I also used to do these activities only in one day. Imagine from the day that I was a student like this till today, there is no currently available curriculum about recycling available to them. So these students really learn about recycling process, but at all, it is not a lack of caring, rather than it is a lack of education. So think outside the trash. Think outside the trash is a recycling project that tackles more the younger generation in Kosovo. So as I said before, Kosovo is known for the younger generation. But what could be gifted if we gave this younger generation the knowledge and the skills to make changes in their environment? So it is important to educate younger generation because they are the one that can make real changes, as well as they are the one that are going to live with the real consequences. So, and furthermore, according to the Waste Time magazine, one of the top 5 actions to increase recycling process effectively is to educate younger generation. So that's why I stand here today. So here in America, there have been many campaigns towards educating younger generation. I know that for many of you, these pictures seem familiar to you, just like Smokey Bear, who calls that only you can prevent changes, and then the Captain Planet, who says that the power is yours. And then the most recently one, make the forest part of your story. So imagine what could be gifted to this younger generation in Kosovo if we gave them new curriculum about recycling process. So Think Outside the Trash will be rolled out in 3 main steps. So the first steps includes completing portfolio guidebook, which will be developed for the teachers with more than 3,000 students expected to be affected by this project. And then the second step is that we will conduct a reduce, reuse, and recycle workshop for 70 teachers, and that this workshop will take place in the World Up Cleaning Day in September 2023. So, and then the final step will be that finally the students will have the chance to dive into their hands-on activities and to their new recycling curriculum. So the first step is that we will comply this portfolio guidebook with different experts in the field of ecology, social entrepreneurship, recycling, and sustainable background, as well as in partnership with local government in Kosovo, the one who lead and supervise public high schools in Kosovo, as well as cleaning institutions. So this portfolio guidebook will be applicable in different subject areas such as art, biology, science, social studies, environmental studies, etc. And will combine different classroom games, creative activities, quizzes, and recycling races between schools, and as well as visiting and observation tours in cleaning institutions in order to make more sense to the students this recycling process. And then the second step is that we will conduct a reduce, reuse, and recycle workshop for 70 teachers of public high schools of Kosovo's capital city, Pristina. So this guidebook will provide detailed instruction for creative activities in order to raise awareness and to expand knowledge about recycling process to the students. And this is also will be a step where these teachers will have the opportunity to get familiar on how this recycling and environmental curriculum will be incorporated in different subject areas. And also this workshop will be held 1 week before starting the schools, because high schools in Kosovo starts in September 1st. So I am planning to conduct this workshop just 1 week before starting schools. And then the third step, the final step, is that the students finally will get the chance to dive into their new recycling curriculum as well as hands-on activities, and they will learn to reshape their habits by these activities. So, and also more, we will provide new recycling bins in each public high school, as well as under the guidance of their teachers. Hands-on activities will take place, such as upcycling, making birdhouses, jewelries, planters, etc., and of course calculating individual impact of recycling process. So this is how an organization charge will look like. So on my right hand, I will have James Madison University undergrad students who will help me to comply this portfolio guidebook, as well as my teachers as experts in the different environmental fields from the communication and advocacy program. And then on the other side, I'm going to make this in cooperation with Kosovo's local government as the one who leads and supervises public high schools as well as cleaning institution. And also on the local government, there is a directorate, strategic planning, who also have experts in the field of environmental. So I am here seeking today for a budget of 18,000, which includes the personal project coordinator for 3,000 and traveling to Kosovo 1,500. To comply this portfolio by different experts in the field will take 2,500. Equipment, recycling bins for each public high school, 7,000, and materials, venue for workshop and the others, 4,000. So before they can reduce, reuse, and recycle, we must educate, and empower. So let's advocate for these changes now, educate new generation, empower them to make these improvements in their families and communities as well, and they will become advocates themselves, and this recycling process will continue forever. Thank you a lot.
Questions for Mayor Gogan?
I have one.
Yeah.
You're obviously very passionate about this. You mentioned partnering with the government there. Do you already have contacts there that
Yes.
are interested in and willing to be entertaining this?
Yes, and as I mentioned before, I have worked in the local government for more than 5 years as an architect. So I also know many different in the field. I mean, they are also still my colleagues, even that I have moved here in US. But I also know the mayor very well because he is an architect, and for sure that he will support these changes for good changes and for a better society. So I guess it's the right step to do these changes now.
Sometimes that can be a stumbling block. So
Yeah, I get
and
your
some
point.
expertise in that area.
Yeah.
Good.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Yeah, sure.
What's the long-term strategy after year one?
After year one, I want to make this project in terms like to be self-sustainable. For example, if we divide and if we collect these trashes into schools, and then cleaning institution will have the chance to, I mean, it will become easier for cleaning institution to have divided these trashes. I want to make this project like self-sustainable in order this project to continue years after years and to be applicable in younger generation again and again. And of course, to be also applicable in the younger generation in pre-primary school as well as in primary schools. Because this new portfolio guidebook can be very flexible also into other various subject areas and in other different grades.
So you want to take it over by the government?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Is there an infrastructure in Kosovo to process the recycled materials?
Kosovo, as I mentioned before, is such a new country that gained its independence only 15 years ago. So we have been building this country with having infrastructure and then having government also, education buildings, and etc. So of course there is infrastructure now available, but I guess it's the right step now to make this recycling process to go on.
Yeah, because even in this country, we are challenged
Yeah, I get it.
with how to process our recycling.
Yeah.
And so what is the plan after people put stuff in bins? You get them in the right mindset, they start using the bins. Where does it go from there?
So, as I mentioned, Kosovo local government is the one who lead and supervise public high schools as well as cleaning institutions. So after the children would divide these or will collect these trash, and then the cleaning institution will come and pick them up. And in this term, this will be like a self-sustainable project.
Kind of similar to Kelly's question, we have one question on the chat, just kind of wondering if you've made any presentation to the Kosovo government about this yet or not, or?
Not yet. I think that this is the first step that I need to pass this phase, and of course that in cooperation with them, this will be alive. This project will take place.
I just want to make a comment that Marigonia started with the partnership between James Madison University and Kosovo that dates back to 2015, and it really has been a rewarding partnership, and we're grateful that you're here and thinking about these innovative ideas. I do want to thank really a person who was at the heart of that partnership, who came to support Marigonia today, and Dr. Amit Shala, an alum of James Madison with his PhD, but he was Minister of Finance and a signer of the Declaration of Independence of Kosovo, and also was served as ambassador to Japan, and now working here at JMU. But Marigonia has her own network of relationships back in Kosovo. It certainly has the support and backing of friends like Ahmet. So I don't want you to think she's some type of like isolated, independent agent. You know, I think that she would have lots of friends helping her along the way.
And I just add, our daughter was in the first group of students in 2015 who did a project with the Kosovo group and really got a lot out of that interaction.
Other questions? Well, thank you so very much. And you did great.
Thank you a lot.
I told you you would do great.
Thank you a lot. I appreciate it.